What's up, everybody? My name is Quatez, and this is the life you have with Tez. That's me. And today we're going to talk about the hard truths about some debt. I'm going to go over some statistics, and I'm going to show you why this is not good. Okay, but before we get into this, why don't you tap that like button, and if you like content like this and you're not afraid to get your hands dirty and stay out of debt, give me a subscribe so that more people can learn about this. Okay, let's get into it. All right, so we already know my name is Quatez, and I want you to get out of debt. I want everybody to get out of debt. Being in debt is like being choked out by Thanos, and you've got Spider-Man and Iron Man, they're jumping on his back. You got everybody helping out. All of the little bit of money that you got coming in while you're in debt is literally doing nothing while you have somebody choking you out. 61% of Americans don't even have at least $1,000 in their savings account right now, because $1,000 is really quick to get to if you know how to do it. If you know how to divert what you're actually spending your money on. You don't have to buy designer things. You don't have to buy the most expensive food. You don't need a Gucci belt. You don't need a Gucci purse. You don't need a Gucci rag. You don't need a Gucci anything. Yeah, I said it. Don't at me. 39% of those people don't have anything in the bank at all. They just get the money and they spend it, and then they don't know what happened to the money because they're not tracking it. I'm really hoping that those 39% though have it like in a Nike shoebox, in the freezer, under the mattress, some other places that I really don't want to mention. I'm just hoping that they're just not putting it in the bank, and we're not just thinking they don't have any money to actually live off of if their paycheck goes away. Because somebody said it very wisely, is that we are all one paycheck away from poverty. And what coronavirus has showed people is that maybe you might be 2 or 3 away, but you are never that far away. So with that said, please get yourself $1,000 in the bank. I know that they say that that's outdated, that you're gonna need $2,000 in there, but $1,000 is the bare minimum that you need. If you were to take $167 out of each of your paychecks, by the time 3 months came about, you will have $1,008. You could take that $1,008 and just straight into the bank. Anyway, of that 61% of peeps with not $1,000 in savings, the ones that did have a very rainy day, like a car repair that they didn't anticipate, or a medical emergency that they had to put it on a credit card and pay for it over time. If they can even pay that off in the first place, that means that people are running up their credit card debt faster than they can even really think about it. They're just swiping that card. They're like, oh man, I need new tires. Swipe the card. Oh snap, I can't really pay for it like that, because they're carrying this balance really far. That means that their credit score is hurting because they can't even afford to make the monthly payments on this card. Or maybe they can, but if you're already hurting money wise and then you have to resort to using that credit card, you're probably gonna do what's called a balance transfer, which means you're gonna try to pay it off with another credit card so you can carry the balance on that card, and you're gonna keep trying to do this juggling act until it just falls. You can't keep juggling. Apparently 12% of the people who have the credit card debt for those rainy day funds cannot pay that money back because they borrow from their parents. So now you owe 2 people. You owe the bank, and now you owe your parent. And your parents, well, they only gave it to you because they love you and they know you. But banks are not so forgiving, and they will do harassing phone calls. And if they don't get their money, then they'll pay somebody who'll do harassing phone calls to you. That's called a credit collection agency, but we won't talk about that right now. All right, here we go. Everybody gets dragged down because you failed to make a good plan. Yes, you. When you get into debt, it becomes everybody's problem because you can't manage your own problems. Now everybody else has to step in and help you. That means everybody who's in debt means that everybody needs to help them. So if we all keep getting in debt, then everybody needs help. We can't keep helping each other and trying to help ourselves at the same time. That's why I said take care of yourself first, and then you can take care of everybody else. That is, you survive by taking care of yourself. Don't make excuses. But the good news is that you are not alone, because debt is actually the true pandemic of our time. It is the thing that is killing more people than anything else. If you were born in debt, chances are you're going to die in it, and your parents are probably going to leave it for you. Student loans are they carry over. That's why if you name your son Junior, guess what? He now owns the estate of the debt that his father left for him. It just keeps going and going and going and going. But we're okay with living this way for some reason. We like this. We even say there's good debt and there's bad debt. I don't want to call it debt if it's good. Let's call it something else. Let's just call it a wager. We're carrying this wager but let's try to get rid of some of that stuff. but you clean up your credit card and then you can actually move forward, but don't get rid of the credit card. But there's a bunch of ignoramuses out there that keep saying, okay, boomer, and they even sing songs about it, and they're just like, okay, boomer, for everybody who's trying to explain something that they really should know, because guess what? YOLO doesn't mean anything, and you have to face the consequences of your actions. You can't just run up a credit card and think somebody's gonna take care of it for you. You can't destroy things and then when you go to jail say YOLO. That's not a life you wanna live. That's actually being stupid. So those people are ignoramuses. Boomers might have ruined the economy for us, the millennials, but they're less likely, actually be in real debt. They're also generally homeowners. They also are the ones that are taking these expensive trips and lavish vacations and all that stuff because they can actually afford to move around the country and all that stuff. They are also really not that broke when they retire, unfortunately. They actually are the ones having quite a bit of fun. Like, where they become empty nesters and all that stuff, or when they became empty nesters, they actually started renting out your room or your parents' room to make additional income when your parents were still trying to figure it out before they had you. So you might want to talk to Pop and Grand because they're probably living it up. And even if they're not, they have money to blow. Like, this might have sidetracked them, coronavirus, but make no mistake, most boomers are doing pretty good for themselves. However, none of this is cool and none of this is good. Debt is not cool. Debt is not sexy. There's nothing cool about it. You don't need to be in debt to be cool. And if anybody tells you that you need to purchase expensive stuff to be cool, they are not your friend. They are not doing you any kind of service. You don't want to pass on the same bad stuff that you did to the next generation. That's why our economy looks like this. Even though we had growths and gains for the last couple of years, look at where we are now. Look at all these people waiting on a stimulus check to bail them out once again because $1,200 doesn't do anything, and it's not going to do anything until people change their minds. Because if you were like the rest of the people who weren't living paycheck to paycheck, then you threw that in stock. You threw it in investments. It started making you some money. Now these people that you thought were dumber than you are actually smarter than you, and they're not wearing Gucci belts and Gucci shades and all that stuff. They're wearing regular old Walmart jeans and regular old hats that really mean nothing. So I'm not gonna make you rich. My channel's not about making you rich. My channel is about enjoying the life that you have. That means you're gonna get out of being that 61%. You're gonna get out of being that. You're gonna enjoy your life. You're not gonna have somebody breathing over your back saying, where's my money? Because we're gonna make great investments and we're gonna take care of our brothers and sisters. We are the people and we make up the economy. If we stop spending our money on the dumb stuff, then it forces those other businesses to have to figure out what people are spending their money on. And if you're spending it the right way, then guess what? You're gonna be debt free and you're gonna be the best you that you can possibly be. That's why this is the life that you have, and with me, Quatez. Anyway, if you guys like this video, make sure you tap that like button. And if you like content like this and you want to see more of it, then make sure you tap that subscribe button, and so you can join this growing community of people that we have. Anyway, my name is Quatez. This is the life you have. Peace out.